Hi, I'm Dave Robertson, and today I want to share a story about how financing has made the negotiating process even more complicated. In today's market, I've been seeing a lot of deals fall apart during the conditional period because the buyer has been unable to get financing. And this is because the banks and other lenders are making it more difficult to get approved, and specifically in the area of income confirmation, verifying income. So I've seen this a couple times recently in the past months, and I want to share two stories. Same buyer client that I'm representing. So it's a young family that I'm helping to purchase a home. They're looking to upsize. So they do have a home of their own right now, and which we plan on putting in the market very soon. But they're looking to upsize, and they were very specific in what kind of home they wanted. And if you remember from a previous video I've done, the chicken and the egg problem, right? Which do you do first? Do you sell the home and then shop, or do you shop and then sell the home? And in this particular situation, because they had something specific in mind, and we felt it would be much easier to sell their existing home. We looked at the market. We looked at marketing prices, what price we should list their home at. We looked at the absorption rate, days on market, all that stuff on their existing home. And we felt very good about that home being able to sell in a shorter period of time at an acceptable price. So with that knowledge, we went to see homes, and we found two actually that they really liked. The first one they decided to put an offer in. And knowing that they had to sell their home, but also knowing that to a seller, if we put in an offer, and that offer had a condition on there that this offer is conditional upon the buyer selling their home within a certain period of time, that's less attractive to a seller, right? Because it leaves them in a position of, has my home sold or not? And yeah, you can give them a first right of refusal, allowing them to continue to market their home for sale to other potential buyers. And if in the event they find another satisfactory offer, a buyer, they can accept another offer, but they first have to give us, let's say, 48 hours notice. Yeah, we could include that clause in there too, but it really weakens their marketing position because other buyers looking at this listing now see that it's under a first right of refusal. And even if they love the home, they may not even get it because they put an offer. They could offer $100,000 over asking price, but because the first buyer had the first right of refusal, they may not even get it. So that really discourages subsequent buyers from even looking at the home. They get discouraged and they kind of rule it out and they look for other homes available. So to a seller, it's less attractive to receive an offer that's conditional on the sale of another home. So we decided to leave it out, and my buyers would be bearing that risk on themselves, that they were going to be putting themselves in a position. If this deal goes through, we're committed to purchasing this home, and that now puts the heat on. We have to sell our home prior to closing. Otherwise, if we don't sell the old home before the new home closes, we got a problem. We don't have enough money, and it's going to be a mess on closing day. But again, we knew the risk, and we felt it was fine, acceptable risk, knowing the market for the existing home. So we submitted this offer, condition without the condition to sell their other one. It was only conditional on inspection. And the seller agent calls me and asks, Dave, I noticed there's no financing clause here and there's no condition to sell the other one. What's going on? And I explained the situation, being honest, and I believe, strong believer in being honest about this, and to explain the situation of my buyers and that we'd be willing to take on that risk. And so it's not really a risk to the sellers. It's more of a risk to my buyers putting themselves in that position that I described. But this listing agent thought it was funny and couldn't get her head around it really. And she must have scared her seller clients into this because she decided, no, 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 I don't like this. I want you guys to put that condition back in. I want you to put that condition in that this offer is conditional on the buyers selling their existing home. And she had in her mind that this is somehow going to help protect her seller clients. That they're not going to end up in a position on closing date with a buyer who's unable to close. What she didn't understand is that that really doesn't provide her seller clients any protection at all, because what's to stop my buyers from at any point waiving the condition? You have these conditions on the initial contract, but at any time, uh, instead of fulfilling the condition, my buyer clients could have chosen to waive the condition, and it would have been, it's like it wasn't even in there in the first place. So this agent didn't really have a full understanding of what was going on, and the whole negotiation process didn't go that smoothly, and in the end we didn't get the home. So we decided to keep looking, and fortunately we found another home that they loved even better, And so we started the process over. We put in another offer to purchase. Now, this time, I should explain first the first offer we put in the first house. Those seller clients, I think, were jaded, and because they got burnt by another buyer who failed to provide financing before the end of their conditional period. So they got burnt once. Now we're on to house number two, and these sellers also have been burnt once by buyers who are unable to get financing. And so we come in and we decide, you know what, let's do it this time around. We're going to enter that condition that this offer is conditional on the sale of their existing home. Submitted that, and I got a reaction that's more common from the seller agent saying, thanks for the offer, but we're not really interested in an offer that's conditional on the sale of the other home. So we've been through this before. We knew the risk. We said, fine, we'd be willing to take that condition out, which of course helped, we're giving in, right? So we're able to negotiate in other areas of the contract much stronger. So in the end, we were able to negotiate. We got an accepted offer to purchase at a great price. It is not conditional on the sale of this other home, but that's okay. And we're moving forward. So I give this example because there's two homes, both burnt by people who were unable to get financing, and it made the whole negotiation process a little bit funny. And you want an agent who fully understands all the scenarios and all the risks associated with each scenario, with or without a condition of financing, with or without a condition of selling another home, and having an agent who understands all angles of an offer to purchase. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, I'd love to help you out and make sure that your interests are being well protected and that you get a great deal. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dave Robertson, your real estate professional for life.